What's up, my fellow block Hashians? Welcome back to the channel. We're going to be talking about stellar lumens today. I found some really interesting pattern correlations that I want to go over. I really do think that stellar is going to explode sometime here in the near future, but I don't think it's going to happen until after the summer. And I want to explain why. I want to use some historical data to kind of break this down. Before we do, just know that this is not financial advice. This is just my opinion on what I think is happening in the market. So do your own due diligence before you invest. Anyways, let's jump into it. Let's go ahead and add in some lovely squares. So since around June, May, end of May, beginning of June, we had a lot of issues with Celsius, Voyager, whatnot, this contagion, this fall off in crypto. But we had this interesting sideways pattern before we had a dip with FTX. And we just came out of that dip here starting April. And I'm going to draw another box here right around where we're sitting at 9.6 all the way up to the top of this other box. And I'm going to draw it out to around mid-November. Let's do the 15th. And I'm going to explain why I have it set up like this. So let's zoom out a little bit. When we look at prior historical price action, we get this 3 level of boxes back in 2020 and back here in mid-2017. Now, what's interesting about this is our market bottom that we just experienced at around 7 cents, I'm going to try to hold this mark as I go over, is the highest low before we exploded in price with XLM in 2020. And the low for the bear market here at the end in mid-2020 for Stellar is also the higher low back in 2017 too. I find that very interesting. I find that correlation very surprising. There's also a notable tick up in price. We're going to, if we look at, here, let's see. Need another box. From the low here to about where we are at. Gosh, I should have just kept my boxes, guys. I apologize. Let's do it like this. So from market bottom to swing high. I need the price ones. I'm so silly. Hold on. Okay. There we go. Percentage move. There's a 350% percentage move from that market bottom up to around August through around mid-September, late September, where we saw that relief rally before a correction and then a pop upwards. Now, if we're not going to take 350% and apply it here, it will be like clear up towards like $30. But if we take the same box, let's move it over here to where we're at, to market bottom, to top. You know, we're sitting pretty close to top of this box, 133%. But if that were to play out, and let's say we run out to August or September, you know, we're looking at closing out this rally at around 16.5 cents. Now, 16.5 cents would mean that we have to clear this junk and we have to clear this 15-cent high. Maybe we overshoot it a little bit. So yeah, 16 cents is in play. And then what would the pullback look like? If we look at the pullback from top here to highest high, it's a negative 41%. Just take the same one, move it over, market high to low. We should enter the fall at about 11.5 to 12 cents. Now, again, what's fascinating is it's like November of every single part of this cycle. Mid-November, late November, we rise considerably in price. Considerably in price. Same thing here. I don't know how we could measure that, but look, mid-November, 13th of November, we rise considerably in price. Like we get these massive fluctuations. The last one we had, let's just say from the last low to the first high, 244%, we ran up to 23 cents. Let's just take this and move it over. So let's say this is our last high low. And around November, mid-November, we see a rise to 27 cents. It's entirely possible. I think that to kick off this cycle, we need to get closer to 2024. And how these cycles work, at least with Stellar, it's on this very long, like 3-year, but consistent 3-year cycle where we had this massive bull run and then a ton of stop loss liquidations that brought us to 23, 24 cents, which I think is the true value of Stellar right now. And then we have complete market sell-offs going into a bear market, regulatory issues, lack of developments, whatever it may be. And then we get that move again. We had this massive spike. And out of that massive spike, we got the big sell-off. It tried to hold around this level. And then again, we got into the beginning of 2022, and then it was just a disaster. There's no way to hold anywhere around 23, 27 cents, and we tanked. So I'm expecting that as long as this trend continues, and yeah, we're having a bit of a market pullback right now. It's to be expected. It's annoying, I know, but Bitcoin has ran up quite a bit. The market has been excited. Liquidations are going to happen. We just have to sit through it and let it play out. Now, if we let this play out, which we must, we can't dictate the markets. We're also sitting at the top of a trend line here on Stellar. So since June of last year, almost a full year ago, we've had this lower high that has come in until the end of March here. We finally broke out of it. Like we even tested it. We can sink down on this daily. We even tested it here on the 21st of March. And we had a lower resistance around 97 cents. So we're coming back down to retest this whole line, which is incredibly important. Right now, Stellar's pushing 95.9. This will get a little oversold here, and we'll probably curl back up. Plus, the sell volume just really isn't there to drive this down to 7 again. I think this is about where we bottom temporarily for Stellar. And then this has got to turn around. Plus, we're hitting this trend line. If we can hold this trend line, we can hold this flat line here. We're in really good shape, guys. I mean, it looks bad today, but zoom it out to higher timelines. We will start making our climb into this pink box. So I do think, and one other thing, is the top of this, coincidentally, started to happen as we got into the summer. Now, you could look at it and say, like, we're around here. They priced in the bottom in March. We priced it in December, so we're a little early. Maybe this is where we're at. And then we rise up relatively soon, almost double in price. It's quite a lot, guys. Well, bottom here, 6 to 12. This would say that we're going to double in price. I don't know if we're going to double in price, but if this is where we're at, then we should expect that pop and then the pullback, which seems about likely. So if that's going to happen going into May, it should happen sometime in May or June. We should see the top of this pink box around 15 cents. So we should almost double. Like 9 would take us all to 20. I don't think we're going all the way to 20, but size-wise, if we take the same box, same dimensions, we're probably getting up here to 15 cents, 15 and a half cents before we have that final pullback and then we launch into a bull market. So I think that's where we're at right now. Going into 2024, right at the end of the fall, November, December time, we should see clear breaks and clearing out all this free air. And we should be able to break 24. We should be able to head maybe as high as 28 cents. And then we'll have some choppiness as we enter 2024. But by the time we get closer to the halving, we should be in the 30-cent range. And that's if this holds true. Like, as long as Stellar is not lying to us, it's been 3 years. November of 2017, bull market starts for Stellar. November of 2020, bull market starts for Stellar. November of 2023, we got some months to go, but November of 2023, this is where the bull market should start for Stellar. So I found these very interesting. I thought I'd share those pattern correlations with you guys. Let me know what you think. Be sure to like the video as well if you enjoy this. Subscribe to the channel, show some support, really appreciate it. And be sure to comment your thoughts down below on XLM and Stellar Lumens. There's a lot of great news that has been coming out, a lot of great development. I'd like to see it translate into the price as much as you guys would. We got the Brazilian CBDC being built on Stellar. We got the Australian CBDC dollar being built on Stellar. We have the MoneyGram service being the #1 rated service using a blockchain. That's great for Stellar too. So much positive news and development. Something has got to break to the upside eventually. So let's get this correction over with and let's see where we go from here. Thanks for listening, guys. Thanks for watching.